Today, we'll be looking at SPM Part 3 speaking, which is about internet. Let's look at the question. Give your opinion on why the internet is useful for students. You may use the notes below to help you. There are altogether 6 pointers in Part 3 speaking. You will be speaking with your partners, that is candidate A and candidate B. You will be candidate A and your partners will be candidate B, and both of you will be speaking on this topic, and you do the discussion in this task. There are altogether 6 pointers, and both of you need to share the task. And one of you will take 3 pointers, and the other and your partner will be taking 3 pointers. You can choose either one of it, or you can alternate it. However, you need to know how to elaborate each point, because in this task, you are asked to discuss about the task. And at the end, you need to come up with a conclusion. Both of you need to agree on the point, on the decision that you made on this task. In this task, the question is about why internet is useful. At the end of the question will be, what is the most popular reason why internet is useful? Here, they are given six reasons why internet is useful. So both of you need to decide which one will be the most popular reason why internet is useful. So you can decide beforehand, before the task started. You can decide beforehand. You can discuss with your partner which one will be the best option, and also what are the pointers you will take when you do the discussion. So when you do the discussion, each pointer, you need to know how to elaborate it. And after that, you need to know how to respond to your partner's opinion. Here are some ways that you can use to elaborate the points. Ways to elaborate the points. There are a few ways. Number 1, introduce the point. You can introduce the point using the full sentence. Remember, lots of information is just a short phrase. So when you start out with the first pointer, you need to use the full sentence. You can say, there are many reasons why internet is useful. One of the reasons why internet is useful is because people think that we can get lots of information from the internet. You can start off by saying something like this. The sentence must be in full sentence. So you introduce the point in full sentence. In full sentence. After that, you explain this sentence and followed by examples. Later, you are going to see how the points will be explained, and also examples, what kind of examples are given. The second way to elaborate the point is by using 5Ws 1H question. You can ask who, what, where, why, when, how. By asking those questions, the content that you derive from the question will be your content. Okay, number 3, you can use pros and cons. Pros means advantage. You talk about the advantage of it, and you can also talk about the disadvantage of it. That's how you elaborate the point. Number 4, you can use negative and positive things about the point. And lastly, comparison. You can use comparison such as past and present to compare, or old and new to compare. And when you do the comparison, the ideas that you compare, it will be your content. That's how you elaborate. All right, let's look at how do you respond to your partner's opinion. If you are candidate A, when after you mention about these points and you give your opinions, give example, you explain your topic, your pointers, and give example, then you can ask your friend, your partners, what do you think? Your partner will have to respond to your questions. Your partner will also, if your partner agree with you, your partner should say, something that an idea why he agree with you. After that, your partner also need to elaborate the point he has taken. Let me give you example how to agree and disagree. Okay, let's look at this chart. You can use some of these ideas to agree and disagree. If you want to agree with your partners, you can say, I agree, or I agree with 100%, I agree with you entirely, absolutely, definitely, or exactly. Fair enough. I completely or totally agree with you. I am with you. I approve of it. I couldn't agree with you more. I feel the same. I guess, I suppose so. I have come to the same conclusion. I have no objections. I have to side with you on this one. I see where you are coming from. I share your view. I will go along with that. Just so, no doubt about it. That's out. That's for sure. That's so true. And if you want to disagree, how do you disagree? You can say, I don't agree. I disagree. I'm afraid that it's not quite true. I beg to differ. I cannot share this, or I cannot share the view. I couldn't agree with you less. I'm afraid I disagree. I don't entirely agree with you. I don't think so. I don't feel the same. I take a different view. I will be inclined to disagree. It is unjustifiable to say that. Unjustifiable means unreasonable. Sorry, I have to say no. That's not the way I see it. That's not always true. I totally disagree. This is a bit stronger. If you want to, if you completely disagree, you can say this is a strong intonations. I would say the exact opposite. Strong as well. No way. Strong and very informal. Nonsense. This is too strong and would not encourage you to use this, and not at all. All right, these are some of the ways, some of the ideas you can use. You can take a few, okay, to try out. Let's go back to our material. Okay, let's go back here. If you are taking on this point and your partner will take on this point, after you share your opinion about this point and ask your partner what does he think, and your partner can either agree or disagree. If he agree, he need to use one or two sentences to summarize why he agree or disagree. After that, he'll move on to talk about his point. After he elaborate his point, he will ask his partner again, ask you again, what do you think about his point? Once you responded to him, whether you agree or disagree, and you need to tell the reason why you agree or disagree. Use a simple, maybe one line or two lines to summarize it. And you talk about your point. And if this is your point, you have to elaborate this point. And the whole procedure goes the same. Okay. You share the opinion and you ask about his opinion, whether they agree or not. And your partners can share whether they agree or disagree, and then share their points, so on and so forth, until you finish all the points in a bubble map. All right. Let's take a look on the examples. These are the scripts that I have drafted for you to teach you how you talk about the points. And later on, when come to the practice, you need to use your own words to do the discussion task. So for this discussion task, there are two parts. The first part, you will talk together with each other about 2 minutes. And then the second part, you have to make the decision together. And there will be a third part that follows after. The third part will be higher order thinking skill question, whereby we can assess whether your level is can be going to the higher score, whether you can score highest or not. All right. So it depends on the vocab you use, the language you use, and also how you construct your sentence and ideas. All right. So let's look at the scripts. All right. Interlocutor is the examiner. So what I will say is, now I would like you to talk about something together for about 3 minutes. The task will have two parts. In the first part, you will discuss something with each other for about 2 minutes. And then in the second part, you will have another minute to make a decision together. All right, let's begin with the discussion task. The internet is a broad network used by a plethora of people around the world, connecting us into one single platform. This is into, not in, okay, into one single platform. Here are some reasons why internet is useful and a question for you to discuss. First, you have some time to look at the task. And you will have 20 seconds to look at the bubble map, the 6-pointer, 20 seconds to look at it. During that time, you can discuss with your partner which pointers you will take on and which point that both of you will be agreeing on the best option, why internet is useful. So you need to use the 20 seconds to decide on which task, which pointer you will take on, and also which option will be the best option. Once you're done, then you need to quiet down yourself and think of how you elaborate. Remember to use the methods which I taught you. These are some of the ideas that you can use to elaborate the ideas. IEE method will be the easiest one. Introduce the sentence in full sentence, introduce the point in full sentence, then you go on to explain and give example. All right, let's go back to the script here. Once your time is up, you will be given 2 minutes for the discussion task. So candidate A, let's say candidate A, take on this point, get lots of information. As you can see, the blue highlight will be the full sentence, and the yellow highlight are the examples given. Let me read it out. The reason why we depend on the internet so much is because the internet offers no end of benefits that are useful to us. So this is just the introductions, all right? If you want to begin with this, it's okay. If you don't want, it's all right. So you can begin right away from the blue highlight here. One of the many reasons why the internet is useful is because it has lots of information. You can have any information at your fingertips. There are millions of websites where you are able to find the answers to your questions. Finding information from the internet, such as Google or Wikipedia, can be as quick as a flash than finding it in books. As you can see that the yellow highlight are the examples given. So you can see one is introduce the pointer in full sentence. After that, go on to explain what is this point about. That means you can get lots of information from the website. And after that, examples are given to elaborate more. Once you finish this one, candidate A will go on to say, do you agree with me? Name of the candidate B. So candidate B, let's say candidate B take on the point fun. So candidate B need to respond to candidate A's opinion. Yes, exactly. No doubt about it. There are myriads of information we can access to from internet. Myriads means lots of. The reason why myriads is used because myriads is B2 and above. I think it's B2 vocabulary. So your level is at B2. A1, so the level is from A1, A2, A3, A1, A2, B1, B2, and C1, C2. So A1 will be the lowest, B2, and the highest is C2. So we need to use vocabulary so that your score will be better. Once he responds to candidate A's opinion, so this candidate B, he agrees, so he say yes, exactly, and then give one simple sentence to why he agreed with that. After that, he go on to mention about his point. His point is about fun. Other than that, everyone can have fun with it. There are countless of games out there on the internet for everyone, be it horror, brain teaser, open world, and more. Not only are there games, but also websites where you could bond with your friends, or for example, Gartic Phone, a site where you can draw with your friends. On that note, the internet is one exciting way to kill time. You can see candidate B use linkers to link up the ideas. Other than that, You have to learn to use the linkers and introduce the point in full sentence. Everyone can have fun with it. The yellow highlighted here, there are countless of games out there on the internet for everyone, be it horror, tease, brain teaser, open worlds, and more. These are explanations. What kind of fun things that people can expect and can do on internet, and followed by those examples, more examples given, like Gartic, a site where you can draw with your friends, etc. And here, on that note, he summarizes with a simple summary, rephrase the whole thing. The internet is one exciting way to kill them. Okay, so this method is called IEES method. S means summary. The last part, there will be one summary. You don't have to share a lot. So as long as you have explanation, you have example, you can do comparison. Yeah, that is good to go. Once finished sharing, then candidate B will ask, what do you think? Name of the candidate A. So candidate A responded to candidate B's questions. Yes, I'm with you on this point. In addition, again, look at the linkers. Appealing to the teenagers' interest is but one of the many other usefulness of the internet. Appealing to teenagers. This point, so candidate A, he used a full sentence to elaborate, and he used 5W1S question to ask in order to elaborate more. He asked why it is appealing to teenagers. This is because the internet has a lot of entertainment targeted at teenagers. He gave example also, for instance, playing games online without having to go outside, watching movies and video together with friends and family, and meeting with new friends from all over the world. So that's why it is appealing to teenagers. Go on. What about the idea of at your fingertip? So candidate A direct the questions back to candidate B. What about it? What about this idea at your fingertip? This point here, right? So candidate B answer. Candidate B is actually taking this point at your fingertips. So candidate B say, right, you can have any information at your fingertips. See, he is using the full sentence to construct the ideas. After that, he explained the point. There are millions of websites where you are able to find the answers to your questions. Finding information from the internet such as Google or Wikipedia can be as quick as a flash than finding it in books. So explaining, and this part is giving example. All right. And afterward, candidate B say, do you think so? Meaning he is asking candidate A to respond. Do you agree with me? Do you think so? Meaning, do you agree with me? Candidate A, who is taking affordable another point, respond to candidate B first. Yes, I agree with you. Besides, see linkers, yeah? Accessing the internet is affordable and cheap. Do you see that? Okay, affordable, so he construct the full sentence. Accessing the internet is affordable and cheap. It's a full sentence, complete sentence. And go on by explaining the point. To attract customer and stay ahead, internet service providers today are finding marketing strategies to promote their competitive internet plans with promotional prices for the public, and hence making internet accessible to many. Okay. Well, this internet service provider, because they want to get more customer to buy their plan, that's why they come up with those plan which is competitive enough to get more customer. When they can give out a lot of what do you call good things for the customer, such as discount or lowering the price or more gigabyte for customer to use. These are the incentive for those who buy their plan. So we call it competitive internet plans, and they have promotional price for the public to use. That's how they get more customer, and making internet accessible to many. Accessible means 让更多的人可以获得使用这个 Internet. Once candidate is finished, candidate will ask candidate B, what do you think? So candidate B will say, I totally agree with you. So candidate B, who is taking another point, different ways to get information, he elaborated by using linker. Furthermore, there are different ways to get information through the Internet. You see, you construct a full sentence, right? Complete sentence using these pointers. And go on, he explained by saying, some of the public search engines mainly used by the public are Google, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, which provide information that has been collected for over years to form an answer. There are also websites that have provided factual information. A popular example of this is Wikipedia. It is now one of the most chosen websites to find sources of information to help people in their understanding of certain subjects. So here, these are the examples given. Okay, these are the examples given. You can also use other examples such as YouTube, Instagram, Xiaohongshu. There are many other places whereby you can obtain the information you want. All right. So not necessary to be exactly the same here. So later on, when you do the practice, you can get some of the idea here, but you have to rephrase it and use your own idea, your own example to do the discussion. Now, once you finish all the pointers, candidate A and B has already finished. From here, all the way clockwise directions, lots of information all the way to information at fingertips. All the pointers are all used. And interlocutor will follow up with the questions. And interlocutor will say, thank you. Now you have about a minute to decide together which is the most popular reason why Internet is useful. So candidate A will say, I think getting lots of information is the most popular reason why Internet is useful. So candidate A choose this one. Sorry, here. You may disagree with candidate A by saying another point, but I really encourage you to use to agree, because our time is really not enough. You only have 1 minute to finalize your decision. So let's go back here. The Internet provides myriads of information we can access to. It is also an easiest ways to get the information we need. So candidate A summarized the points that he has mentioned beforehand. That means before this, he has already mentioned this point. Now he rephrased everything and summarized it in 2 sentences. And candidate B will respond. Candidate B say, I agree with you that getting lots of information is the most popular reason why Internet is useful. But we have to use the Internet wisely. Less means if not, it becomes an ensnarement. Ensnarement means a predicament or a problem or a threat, okay, that can affect us negatively in various aspects of life. So candidate B not just only agreeing or disagreeing, he also expressed his point of view, all right? So once done, this is about a minute, and interlocutor will say, thank you, can I have the booklet, please? Once this part 2, it's once this part is over, there will be the last part. This is part 3, the third part, third phase, third stage. Okay, the question is, you have been talking about the reasons why Internet is useful. Now let's hear your opinion on this. How to control Internet addiction? Or we can say how to stop technology addiction. Okay. So this question, both candidates need to answer these questions. You'll be given 1 minute to answer this question. And in these questions, we need to be able to use abstract ideas. Abstract ideas means ideas that is deep enough, that show that you are a person who read a lot. You have lots of ideas. information. It's not just you can say you talk a lot, but more importantly is whether your information opinion is deep enough or not. Okay, this question will tell whether you are an avid reader or just someone who do not read much. So if you read a lot, you think you are able to share more about these questions. So I will leave this question to you for the discussion in our next sessions. So please do your homework to try to research some information on this topic, just in case in SPM exam, if this kind of question come out in maybe in essay or in part two speaking, you'll be able to answer this question. All right, so we will leave these questions, the third phase of part 3 speaking, for our next sessions. So please go online to search about how to control internet addiction or how to stop, so I use another words to rephrase it, how to stop technology addiction. OK, 怎样避免就是上网的上瘾。OK, technology, it is also known as technology addiction. How to control it? 怎样去控制或者是怎样避免 ？Okay, you can search information, and next sessions we will share about our findings. All right, so that's about it for today. So next session, not only we will share about the phase of part 3, we also do the practice on the discussion task. So that's it for tonight. All right, bye everyone.